Listen closely, and you'll hear the sound of the Podcast Whisperer. David Allen challenges you to learn what it takes to be a world-class podcaster, because everyone has a story to tell.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Podcast Whisperer. My name is David Allen, and this is the show where we pick a podcast randomly once a week to review because you asked us to. So let's get started. This week, we are going to review the Prompt and Circumstance podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Prompt and Circumstance. My name is Joe B., and I'm perpetually joined by my co-host, creative mastermind, and over-the-top XFL fan, CJ.
Thank you, Vince McMahon.
We are two rapidly aging millennials who can bullshit with the best of them. So we decided to challenge ourselves and blindly explore 3 new topics each week to keep our chops honed and razor sharp. Here is what Prompt and Circumstance is all about. Number 1.
Let's get started. So I actually really like this podcast. There are only 7 episodes in, but I think it's great because what they do is, well, I'll let them explain.
This podcast draws inspiration from the exceedingly entertaining and endlessly creative Writing Prompts subreddit. Each week, we choose 3 prompts from the sub and talk them through for about 5 minutes apiece, or at least until we get tired of it. Number 2, credit will always be given to the original poster. Always. And number 3, we do not read the comments on any post prior to recording these episodes. This helps avoid any inadvertent plagiarism or idea theft. However, if you detect any similarities to something you submitted to the sub, please let us know. We'll happily credit you on the next episode. So thank you in advance for listening. You're hearing the culmination of combined 5 decades of failed creative endeavors. So here's to breaking the cycle.
What I love about that intro is that it gives you everything about the show. It's a disclaimer, but they also tell you where they're getting everything from. I think that's a brilliant, brilliant idea, because we live in a society, a digital society, where everything is owned by everybody, unfortunately. So no matter what you do, whether it's a tweet, a Facebook post, anything of that nature, everything's plagiarism, or it's crazy, or I can't believe you stole this from me. So good job, guys, with that. That's an amazing, amazing disclaimer. I do love the intro of the podcast. I love the description of the show. The audio quality is absolutely astounding as well. So, great job on that, guys. Your website, absolutely astounding. If you have not been to their website, you have to definitely check out their website. And I love the segment transitioners. They have segment transitioners. What is so great about segment transitioners? What's so great is that it helps kind of break up the monotony of just having a conversation. This show is so cool because it's so well produced. They do everything that, you really need to do. I mean, there's a couple little things that we'll talk about in the challenges sections, but, right now we're in the positives, and I'm just floored by this show. It's so great for people just starting out. I mean, it's pretty amazing to me that they have such the knowledge, and I don't know, man. It's so great. I'm listening to it. I've listened to almost every single episode. There's only 7, but that's good for them starting out. And based on their numbers, it looks pretty good. Like people are actually catching on. So it's a conversational piece between 2 guys. And just like he said in the beginning, it's, he said everything. There really isn't anything I need to tell you about the show. So I would definitely recommend checking this show out. So we've heard some of the positives. Let's talk about some of the challenges that I'm finding with this show. As I've said in previous shows, and I'm going to say it 100 times, we need a little snippet before the show airs. I've listened to a couple of their episodes. There's one episode where somebody was taking a drink, and that you can hear them taking the drink, and it was kind of funny. That's what breaks it up, because it's like, ooh, what is that? It sounds just like this.
This is a good sip.
That was a good. I could hear it through them. I could hear how good it was.
To me, that's funny. That's hysterical. They're talking about taking a sip. And now, so you set up the show and it's like, what the hell are they going to talk about now? Like that's hysterical. So definitely the short snippet in the beginning of the show. Take out the best bits, as I always say. And the intro. Oh, the intro. Why? The intro's great. Love the music. I absolutely love the music. I just feel like it's too long though. I can't get. One of the things I'm listening to a lot of the shows, and again, this is just me, guys. I mean, I'm just very picky about this stuff because, my radio background just kind of kicks in and it's like, oh my God, the average listener is going to turn this because the music's great. It's energetic. It's fun. It's two-channeled. It's great. However, maybe try something like this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Prompt and Circumstance. My name is Joe B., and I'm perpetually joined by my co-host, creative mastermind, and over-the-top XFL fan, CJ.
So why I love that intro so much is because it gets the double channel out. I love like I said, the multi-channel is great, but at the same time, you're jumping right into it. My name is Joe B, and then you go right into the intro of the show, the description, which I absolutely love. Don't change that, and the disclaimer of the show. I hope that really makes sense because again, this show is great. So let's cover the 4 points real quick. So the 4 points, the pain point right at the start. They should have a pain point or an issue the audience is experiencing, which they do. They go through the subreddit, which is excellent. Teaser from the presentation. Again, we already talked about that. No big deal. Just take the best bits, 10 to 15 seconds, just as you did when that person was taking a drink. 10 to 15 seconds just about the show. Great. Ask a good question. There really isn't any questions you could be asking in this because the question is what is the subreddit? What is the topic of this week? So in this show, I don't think that really applies. And of course, the value of the podcast. So the value is that they take a topic from Writing Prompts subreddit and they talk about it ad nauseum until they just decide that they don't want to talk about it anymore. And I think it's brilliant. They say they don't look at the comments, which is great too. So they're kind of keeping it as much as clear as possible. So I totally recommend this show, guys. I think it's a great show. And I truly, truly think that with just a little bit of tweaking, you guys will be great. You guys have a great social presence. You have an awesome iTunes page. You already got reviews, upticks. I mean, you guys are definitely on the road to something brilliant here. Great job. If you want your podcast to be reviewed, just simply go to reviewmypod.com, fill out the form, hit submit, and listen. You might hear yours on here. You can always talk to us at Twitter at The Pod Whisperer. Until next time, my friends, happy podding.